выпуске. Наш докладчик Дора расскажет вам все об этом институте, университете и ответит на ваши вопросы. Спасибо еще раз, что подключились. Не стесняйтесь задавать вопросы, и передаю слово нашему спикеру. So you can start.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to welcome all of you at the presentation of Budapest University of Technology and Economics in Hungary. First of all, I would like to show you that our university has a long tradition of education in engineering. Our university was founded in 1782 and by a graduate enlargement of the university and the graduate expansion, we got our form as of today in 2000. That's when we also started to use the name Budapest University of Technology and Economics. Now, if you see here on my presentation and also in the top bar, the short name of our university is BME, which comes from the Hungarian name of the university. So whenever you want to look for our website or you want to get some further information, you can just Google BME Hungary or bme.hu and find some further information about our university. Our institution is an engineering and technical university mainly. So we have 6 faculties of various fields of engineering. We have a faculty for civil engineering, a faculty for mechanical engineering, faculty of architecture, faculty of chemical technology and biotechnology, a faculty for electrical engineering and informatics, another faculty for transportation engineering and vehicle engineering, and 2 other faculties that are not directly engineering faculties, but are also related. One of them is Faculty of Natural Sciences, and the other one is Faculty of Economic and Social Sciences. The education at our university consists of 3 main parts. We offer engineering and other programs at 3 levels. We offer bachelor programs that are 7 to 8 semesters long, master programs which are 3 to 4 semesters long, and PhD or doctoral programs which are 2 plus 2 years, so in total 8 semesters long. We offer full degree programs at all of these levels, both in Hungarian and also many of them in English. This year, totally, we have 38 programs that are available in English for international students. Apart from these full degree programs, we also offer some part-time programs. We also offer semester abroad studies. And for many countries, we also offer the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, which is also available in Ukraine. But unfortunately, the application period for this year is over, but it's going to be open again next year. In total, we have a little bit over 20,000 students, out of which are more than 2,000 are international students. So a bit more than 10% of our students are not Hungarian, but from all countries abroad. We are very proud of our past, and these are 3 professors who used to be students and professors of BME, and they won the Nobel Prize for some of their works in the past before. Also, some other famous alumni. They didn't win the Nobel Prize, but they are also very well known in their fields. The most well known is probably Professor Ernő Rubik, who was a student at our Faculty of Architecture, and he is the inventor of the Rubik's Cube. We are not just really proud of our past, but also about our present. As you can see from the pictures, we basically participate in all kinds of research areas and current planning projects in Hungary and also abroad. And also we are looking forward to find students for BME in the future. So we also started a, a kids university program. Our, our main task is not only education, but also we are a research university. So there are quite many researches going on at our university also at the moment. We have some main strategic research areas, as you can see on my slide. One of them is artificial intelligence, and also some other ones, and another big one right now is autonomous driving, which is quite a hot topic nowadays. We also participate not only in local Hungarian researches, but also we have collaborations with several international companies. You can see the biggest ones on my slide. If you decide to come and study in Budapest at BME University, you will find several other international students here. As you can see on the map, the darker the country is colored, the more students we have from that country. But you can see that we have students basically from all around the world. So if you decide to come to study at BME, you will not feel alone. There will be other international students with you. Here you can see some photos of our international festival, which we have with our international students every year. If you come and study in BME, you will also find good friends among international students, but also you will get help from our international mentor team, who are in charge of meeting and helping out all the international students who study at BME. They will come to the airport to meet you if you need help to find your way from the airport to the university or to your dormitory or rented flat. They will also organize some free time activities for you for after classes and for weekends or for holidays. And they can also teach you a little bit about Hungarian history. Our university campus is located in the heart of Budapest, basically. So in the middle of Budapest, you will find River Danube, and our university campus is located, what you see on the picture, in the bottom left corner. So if you see the bottom left corner of the picture I'm showing you right now, that's basically our university campus. All of our buildings are in one campus, so you don't have to travel around the city. I can see that's also a question in the question and answer box. So you will find all the buildings really close together, and it's easy to walk through them. You don't have to travel a lot. Here is another picture where you can see part of the campus and other parts of Budapest. So you can see that we really are in the heart of Budapest. And I brought some pictures for you about our campus. This is a nice spring picture. You can see all the students studying while enjoying the great springtime on campus. Also, our university was built in different periods of time. So here you can see the oldest part of the campus. This is the middle part. And we also have a newest part in the campus. And to finish off my presentation, I would like to show you a short video where our international students talk a little bit about why they chose BME and what do they like most about our university.
Oi, pessoal.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Kaique. I am from Belo Horizonte and I'm civil engineer student in BME in Budapest.
Hi, I'm Giovanna, and I'm studying architecture in BME in Budapest as well.
My name is Samara, I'm from Espírito Santo, and I'm studying at the Mechanical Engineering Department here at BME. The thing I like the most is that BME is in the heart of Budapest, a very international city where one can easily communicate in English. In my opinion, it is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe, since it has an impressive history and harmonizes modern with classic architecture. Because of its walkability and robust public transportation, one can discover several monuments and hidden places across the city. There's also a variety of restaurants and cafes for all tastes at affordable prices. Also, the city has an extensive nightlife, so one can find bars, pubs, and nightclubs.
Hello, I am Leonardo, I come from Brasilia and I study chemical engineering. In my opinion, PME has a great study program as it balances well the theoretical part of the subjects with the practical parts of them. And that makes us able to construct a solid knowledge when it comes to the important skills for engineers. And besides that, the professors are often trying to help us to get ready for the exams, the assignments and different tasks. And these are the main reasons why I recommend you to study at BME. So see you around.
BME is one of the Hungarian institutions that attracts the most international students. For this reason, the classrooms are multicultural environments. The university is also trying to help the students communicate better with each other and with the institution. So for this purpose, we have mentoring groups and also the Student International Committee. The Brazilian community is huge in Budapest and also in the university. We are always trying to help each other about the life in Budapest and also about the studies. So feel welcome to join us.
I decided to come to
Okay, and thank you very much for your attention. That's the end of my presentation. If you would like to check out our main website, I also made a button to the top of the page, so you can see bme.ag on a red button. You can click on it and check out our website and our current programs. And I see there are some questions in the question box, so let me just find the first one and start answering to you. So the first question says, are the faculties close by? Yes, as I mentioned in my presentation, all the buildings are found on the same campus, so you don't have to go around the city to find your classes. It's all in one place, and it's a walkable campus, so it's to Hungarian standards, it's quite a big campus, but you can walk from one end to the campus to the other end in like 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So it's not huge, and you can easily reach your classes. And the next question is, are there any discounts for Hungarian students from abroad? If you come to study in the English program, in the English language engineering programs, then I believe there is some discount, but not that much. If you want to come and study in Hungarian, then that one is cheaper than the English program. Another question is, the most students are from Germany. Why so? Yes, we have quite a lot of German students, but mostly they come and study through the Erasmus program. So they are only here for one semester. And also we have quite a lot of French students through the Erasmus program. But in our full degree programs, there are less European students. There are also some of them there in the full degree programs, but not so many. So what you saw on my map, that Germany was colored really dark red, that's because of the Erasmus program. Another question, what about free time activities in the last 2 years? What do you mean by free time activities? There are quite a lot of free time activities all the way through your studies that you can choose from. You can visit our sports center if you're a sporty person, or as I told you, the International Mentor Team also provides quite a lot of free time activities for students. They take you to city tours to other Hungarian cities and towns, and they also make sports days or picnics or cultural programs. So they offer quite a wide variety of free time activities. But you asked in the last 2 years. In the last 2 years of your study, if you mean that, you can also go on internships, which are very useful for your studies and for your future career. If you mean the last 2 years as in the COVID situation, as in the coronavirus situation, there were less activities during this time, but also our mentor team and our colleagues try to organize outdoor programs where it was a bit less dangerous to get sick. You know, they organized hikes in the forests or things like that where the students were outdoors, so they didn't have to go indoor. Another question is, are the dorms far from the campuses? No. Unfortunately, on our campus, there are no dormitories, but all the dormitories are quite close to the campus. So it's in walking distance, or maybe if you have to take a tram, then it's 1 or 2 tram stops or bus stops. So these are not far at all. And also, if you cannot fit in the dormitory because we have quite a limited number of places, then you can also rent flats around the campus, so you don't have to travel a lot. What countries do most students come from? As I said earlier, if you want to meet part-time students, so semester abroad students or Erasmus students, they mostly come from Western European countries like Germany, France, Spain. I would say that's the top from Europe, and from outside of Europe, we have quite a lot of students from China, from Jordan, from let me think. We have quite a lot of Iranian students, and we also have a large group coming from the United States. Now, this is a really practical question. Well, can I nostrify my documents? You can choose to nostrify your documents back at home before the application, if it's a document that you need for the application. If it's another kind of document that you don't need before the application, then you can also do it here in Hungary once you arrived. Are internal school leaving exam scores important for admission? Yes, most of our programs ask for at least 70% leaving scores from your previous school. So it's either a high school or your previous university. But you will also need to take an entrance exam after application. I will show you. If you visit our website, let me just show you by screen share. If you visit our website here and you go to prospective students and application and admission, degree programs, Then you can see this e-admission at bme.edu. I will also put the link in the chat. So e-admission at bme.edu, I've put it down in the chat. If you click on that page, you will also be able to find some practice tests that you can use for the admission process. Okay. Yes, there is another question that I haven't seen earlier. It says, please send price list for master degree for foreign students. I will also put the link in the chat box. Okay. For tuition fees, I've put the link in the chat box right now. Okay, let me see. I thought the Rubik's Cube was invented in Switzerland. That's so sweet of you. Okay, yes, it might have been invented in Switzerland, but it was invented by a Hungarian person for sure. And he was a student at BME as well. And we are really, really proud of him. Okay. What countries? Yes. How is studying at the university now? Let me just put this question visible for you. How is studying at the university now, online or offline? Okay, we started this semester offline, so all the students are here at the university in person, but also all the professors and students are prepared that whenever it's necessary, they can switch to online immediately. So now they started this semester with all the practical courses. Now all the students attend the laboratory practices and classes that require in-person attendance. And if it's necessary, then they will all switch to online mode. But hopefully it won't, and hopefully they can stay here in person. How big is the community of Russian-speaking students? I cannot tell an exact number for you right now, but I believe it's somewhere around 10 to 30 people, because there are not only Russian students, but also students from other countries that speak Russian as a second language. So around 10 to 30 people, I could say. Okay. How much does it cost to rent an apartment in dormitory or a place in dormitory? Okay, I will send you the link in the chat about the costs in Hungary in general. Just a moment. And I just sent a link in the chat box about costs in Hungary. Are there universities of applied sciences in Ukraine with which you cooperate to participate in the Erasmus, for example? We have some cooperations with Ukrainian universities, but mostly they are research-based cooperations. So right now we are working on some Erasmus agreements as well, but they are not finalized yet. So now we don't have any cooperations in which or through which you can come to study at BME. I can suggest you to come to BME. You can always come as an Erasmus free mover for one semester, or you can come and apply for one of our full-time programs. Do I need to take any exams? Do I need to have English certificate? If yes, what certificates? Yes, you need to take exams. I've sent in the chat earlier this eadmission.bme.hu webpage. Through that, you can see some physics and mathematics tests that are similar to the entrance exams at BME. And you also need to have an English certificate. Your English certificate has to show that you are at least at an intermediate level. So it could be a TOEFL test, an IELTS test, or a Cambridge certificate that proves that you are at least at an intermediate level of English. The educational system in Hungary is different from European. It depends. What do you mean? It's a bit different than for example, in Western European countries. But we are also part of the Bologna system. So as I mentioned in my presentation, at the university, we offer bachelor programs, master programs, and PhD programs, which are recognized all over the world. So it might be different from some countries, but it's widely recognized. Can I apply to multiple programs at once? Yes, you can, but you will need to make a priority. So when you know the exams might be at the same time, so you need to make a priority of which program is your first choice and so on. What if the cost of studying for biotechnology? If you scroll down in the chat box, I've sent you the link for tuition fees. Generally speaking, our tuition fees are between 2,500 euros to 4,500 euros per semester. So it also depends if you want to come and study at bachelor level or master's level or PhD level. Please check that link I sent you on tuition fees in the chat box, and you will find the exact cost for the program of biotechnology. What about the prices for studying and living in a hostel or student life in Budapest? Yes, I also sent the link in the chat box about that at further information. If you scroll down on the page, there will be some costs for general life in Hungary. What I have to say, and what's for my experience, that it's really based on the student's lifestyle. So you can find cheaper hostels or apartments to rent, and of course you can find more expensive ones. The public transportation, for example, is quite cheap compared to European standards. So you can buy student passes for the public transportation. That's really it's less than 10 euros per month, and you can use all the public transportation services. So that's really not that expensive. But for all the other details, I suggest you to check that link that I sent in the chat box. Can you tell me more about the Stipendium Hungaricum? Yes, it's a scholarship program that covers your tuition fees. But as I said in my presentation, it's closed for this year. So it's going to be probably open next year again. But right now it's not available. The program itself covers your tuition fees, and it's provided by the Hungarian government. So it's something that you have to apply for through your own Ministry of Education or higher education office, and it's quite a long process. But if you check the website, if you just type into the Google Stipendium Hungaricum, you will be able to find further information there. Do documents need to be notarized? Where can it be done? Yes, we ask for official translated and officially notarized documents. You have to check where can it be done in your home city, because you will need most of these documents for the application already. So for example, your final documents from your previous studies, or your language certificate, and you have to check in your own country and in your home city how it's done, because you will have to do it for the application. When is the admission time for the next semester? Yes, the application period for next semester opens on the 1st of April, and it's open until the 15th of June. So if you want to study at BME from next September, then you can hand in your application between 1st of April and 15th of June. What is the payment system for the whole year, semester, or monthly? The payment system is per semester. So at the beginning of the semester, you will have to pay that semester's tuition fees to be able to register to your courses. Once you're here and once you're a registered student at BME, you may ask for some other payment methods, but generally speaking, it's per semester. Is IELTS required to enter the university? Not necessarily IELTS, but some kind of language certificate that shows that your level of English is at least intermediate level. So it can be IELTS or TOEFL or a Cambridge certificate. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Let's see another question. For how long is a student visa issued and how is it extended? Yes, you may apply for a student visa that's enough for 90 days. And if you arrive to Budapest with your student visa, then you have to apply for a residence permit that's valid for 6 months. And every 6 months, you have to extend your residence permit once you're here in Budapest. Because also the residence permit is based on your student status. So at home, you have to get a visa. You come to Budapest, then you register to the university. And with that registration paper, and when you have your active student status, then you can apply for a residence permit. And at every semester, when you register to the university, then you have to extend your residence permit. How are foreigners treated in Budapest? Generally speaking, our international students are feeling good. So they haven't informed us about any problems they had. What sometimes causes a problem is that not all Hungarian people's English is that good. So sometimes if they go to a small store, or if they want to go to the hairdresser or whatsoever, maybe the English is not that good there. So maybe they won't understand straight what the student would like to tell them. But generally speaking, there weren't any problems for our students so far. So I would say they are quite happy here. There are not many problems. You know, I would say a general mindset for security is good. So if you go to a pub, you get some drinks, then of course be cautious. But no big problems have been reported towards us so far. So I would say they are treated quite well. Where can I see the list of dormitories BME students can live? I will send you the link to the website of the International Mentor Team, and they have some further information about the accommodation. Just a moment. And I just sent you the link for accommodation in the chat box. Okay. When is the start and deadline for submission of documents? When should I take tests and how do I find out the results? Okay, so the application, when you hand in your documents, starts on the 1st of April and the deadline is 15th of June. Okay, and then we receive all the students' documents and our professors check it and they will inform you about the tests and the results afterwards. Okay, so first you hand in the documents from the 1st of April to the 15th of June, and the test comes afterwards. What about obtaining a residence permit? Can graduating from an educational institution be a plus? I would say students are all treated equally when it comes to the residence permit. So when you come to Budapest with your student visa, then you register to the university, and also the mentor team will help you to get your residence permit. They will have some special schedule for you when you can go, and at the immigration office they will only work with you students, so you can go all the way through the process and receive your residence permit in time. About your second question, I don't really understand what do you mean. As for your residence permit, it really doesn't matter where you graduate from. You are a university student in Budapest, so you will receive your residence permit like any other students. Did I understand correctly? The tests are now taking place online. The application tests, so when you apply to the university and the entrance exams, they are always online, okay? So regardless the COVID situation. So you have to do your entrance exams online. But when you are a student here, then we try our best to do in-person education. Then the tests are in person as well. But that's only when you are already a student at BME. Are all international students provided with a hostel or places are limited? Unfortunately, places are limited, but the mentor team can also help you to find another a public hostel or a flat to rent. So even if you cannot find a place in the university dormitory, you will get help to find a sufficient housing. So you won't have to sleep under the bridge, okay? You don't have to worry about it. You may also, if you decide with friends from Ukraine that you want to come together to study in Budapest, you can already form a small group, 2 people, 3 people, and you can look for a flat to be rent together. So that's also an option that you can share the costs. But the mentor team can help you with finding sufficient housing. Russian certificates and diplomas are valid in Hungary. Yes, they are valid, but please have an official translation from them, because we only accept documents that are in English or in Hungarian. So if you have Russian documents, that's great, but please get an official translation for all of them. How can students work during studying? You have the opportunity to find students' jobs, but we usually recommend that in the first 1 or 2 years, you don't start working straight ahead, because there is quite a lot of work to do at the university for your classes, to prepare for your classes, for example, and quite a lot of studying involved. So you can find students' jobs. Later on, you can find internships or even full-time jobs. But first, we suggest you to just get to know the university, get to know the study system, get to know your classes, and study. Really, just take your time and study in the first 1 or 2 years. Heard that there are free programs for Ukrainians. Yes, there is the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program for Ukrainians. That's true. Right now, it's not available. Okay, it's going to be open again, hopefully next year. But for this year, it's already closed. Is it possible to live in Budapest without the Hungarian language? Yes, it is possible. We have lots of international students, not only our university, but also other universities have lots and lots of international students. So it's totally possible. You might find some places where they don't speak a really high level of English, but it is possible to come to live in Budapest without the Hungarian language. Also, you can find some Hungarian courses if you later think that you want to learn Hungarian or a little bit of Hungarian. But yes, I can really encourage you to come and study in Budapest, even if you don't speak Hungarian. Is there any fee of submitting documents? There is a registration fee that we have. It's 100 euros. You only have to pay it once when you first hand in your application. Will there be a recording of the conversation? This conversation, I can see the recording is on, and I believe you will be able to get it later on. And one last question I see here, I will change to the other chat box later on. One last question I see here is, I am 28 years old and have already graduated. Can I apply for a scholarship? Graduated from the Faculty of Romano-Germanic Philology. I would like to continue my studies in Hungary in German. Okay, that's quite a complex question. For the scholarship program, I believe there is no age limit. So even if you're already 28 years old, yes, you can apply for the scholarship program. And now, studies in German, we offer some German courses, but that's all in engineering. So in your field, I will suggest you to check out some other Hungarian universities. There is another big university in Budapest that's named ELTE, E-L-T-E. They offer quite a lot of programs in languages and in art areas. But if you decide to change your field and come and study engineering, then yes, you can come to BME, and we also offer some courses in German, but not full degree programs at the moment. If a child has some kind of unforeseen situation, is there a responsible person at the university who can be contacted for help? Yes, that's why we have our international mentor team. The mentor team is in charge all time during the day, so and all days, even on weekends, even at night. They always have a responsible person to whom the international students can turn to. Okay, so don't worry about it. They are always reachable. So if there is any problem during a student's stay in Budapest, then they can also contact the international mentor team during the weekends, at night, whenever. And also the ambulance or the police or some officials are also available in English all the time. So don't worry about it. Is it possible to change the program after the first year? Yes, it is possible to change the program. So if you start one program and then you see that it's different what you first thought it is, or if you just want to continue your studies at another program, yes, it's possible. Okay, let's change to the other chat box. I will see if there is a question that I haven't answered yet. Okay, right now I cannot see any other questions that I haven't answered for you. Yes, thank you very much for being here with me today. And if you have any questions later on, please do not hesitate to contact us. I will just put back the last, oh yes, one last question. Our class is currently online. No, every class is in person at the moment. I will just put back the last slide of my presentation. Here you can find my email address on the bottom of the page. And also you can find the university's website in the middle of the page. So if you have any further questions, you can also check the university's website, and you can also just send me an email and I will either forward you to the right colleague or give you a straight answer if I can. Thank you very much for being here, and we are really looking forward to meet all of you at BME next year. Can I write my email one more time? Yes, I will also write my email here in the chat box.
All right, hello again. So thank you for your presentation. Если у кого-то есть вопросы еще, пишите. So, all right. If there are no other questions, I think that's it. Thank you once again for your presentation.